Okay, thanks. All right, stand by. And is
My old relatives are Doberstein, but it's Doberstein.
okay. Welcome to Valley News Now. I'm Adam Shalafood, and today I am joined by Sean Doberstein. Sean, you've been working at Hector International Airport for some time. How long have you been in your position?
I started there April of 1991, became director in January of 97.
And I can only imagine you've seen a ton of growth since 1997, at the time of which you've been the executive director. How much expansion have you seen as far as population growth and economy growth in Fargo, and how that's been accommodated so far?
Well, it's a significant amount. When the original footprint of the passenger terminal opened back in January of 1986, there was 4 gates, and they boarded 180,000 passengers at that time. Last year, we boarded over 500,000 passengers. Total passengers on and off was over 1 million. So we've seen significant growth over the years. In 2008, the Airport Authority added a 5th gate and a 3rd baggage claim as well to accommodate additional growth in passengers. And now we're embarking on a 4-gate expansion of the terminal as well, just to meet the demand.
And, I got to say, I had a few trips recently visiting some family in Colorado, and then the honor flight in D.C. So it's already coming from Chicago. I'm in there, I'm out of there quickly. Very efficient, so already complimentary of it. But I know there's a lot of changes coming, a lot of growth coming with that. And so let's get into all the X's and O's. You brought some paperwork here, just kind of forecasting the growth and what you expect and how to accommodate that.
Yeah, so back in December, we started the expansion of the terminal with the installation of a 2nd passenger elevator in front of the Delta Airlines ticket counter. That elevator went into commission last week because our only other backup elevator is going to be taken out of commission once the east expansion starts here in the next couple of weeks. So that part of it started. If you've been out to the airport in the last couple of weeks, you'll see on the east side all of the parking lot is gone, part of the ramp is gone. They're doing a lot of the preparation of the ground to get the underground utilities in to complete that 4-gate expansion area. So there's a lot of renditions of the project on our website. You probably can spool that up and take a look at it right now. But the 4-gate expansion, like I say, started in December. The goal is to have that completed in late December of 2026 or first of 2025, and then start the modifications to the existing terminal in 2026 and hopefully be completed with that first quarter of 2027. The biggest change that you'll see is where the checkpoint is now, that gets moved to the restaurant is. So if you're familiar with the up escalator, you turn to the right, that's where our Subway and Marlins Express is. That will become the checkpoint, and then the checkpoint will become a restaurant. It's some point here in the near future.
What were your big goals as far as bringing this out? I know you already touched on some of the growth of the area and everything, but what was your vision as far as making this as accommodating as possible for the people making use of the airport?
Well, the 5-gate terminal that we have right now, we overnight anywhere from 8 to 10 aircraft, depending on the season. So you have employees constantly moving aircraft on and off gates for what we call RON, Remain Overnight Aircraft, which is a safety issue. So that's one of the challenges that we have. Oftentimes you would land and pull up to the terminal and there wouldn't be a gate available. So the additional 4 gates will give us some added capacity to be able to accommodate not only irregular operations when a flight comes in late because of weather and or some other type of maintenance delay, we'll have a gate that will be available to accommodate those aircraft. And certainly the pandemic did create some demand for additional space for passengers. We started this process actually before the pandemic with a terminal area study, which is required by the Federal Aviation Administration before you can begin a terminal expansion project. Once the pandemic hit, the FAA shut down all of those studies across the country, and they were not able to provide what's called a terminal area forecast, which is the projected growth that they expect each airport to have around the country. But once the pandemic was over and we started operations again, the FAA was re-engaged with us and we completed that terminal area study. And it's fairly conservative, but we're looking at 2 to 3% growth in passengers year over year through the 20-year planning period. That is the baseline document with which we justified to the FAA the need for the expansion from 5 gates to 9 gates, if you will. And then each of the airlines are now upgauging the size of aircraft, so hopefully in the not too distant future, the 50-seat aircraft that you see operating through the regional partners will be upgraded to like a 76-seat or even mainline aircraft. And when you have mainline aircraft, our gate areas, our gate hold areas, don't have enough seating for people in those areas. So they're being designed to between 3,000 and 3,300 square feet. Basically, the amount of square feet that you need to accommodate a 737-800 type aircraft. And that's the type of aircraft that we're moving towards with most of our carriers right now is more mainline. So a demand from the airlines to have more space, not only for our mutual customers, but also additional amenities, more concessions beyond the checkpoint. Right now, 70% of our food and beverage sales are prior to the checkpoint. Most airports are just the exact opposite, where 70% is beyond the checkpoint and 30% is prior. So you'll see additional food and beverage concessions once you get through the checkpoint as well.
Excellent. Well, that's some great information. Is there anything else that you want to add before I let you go here?
Well, certainly we're improving the baggage claim process as well, putting in a couple new baggage claims for folks. That has no impact on the amount of time it takes to get your bags from the aircraft to the baggage claim, but we'll improve that area as well. And for the employees in the building behind the scenes, the baggage system to get the aircraft, from when you check in, go through the TSA security check, and then also out to the aircraft. We'll have a different system that's more efficient so they don't have to manually move carts and so forth to accommodate that luggage.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Sean. And that's all for now on Valley News Live. We'll see you later today.